shout out you folks, everyone. Shall we? Shall we do this? Hey, we're live. Late, but better late than never, yes? It's at least my assumption of it. What up, everybody? How's it going? I'm Ari Temkin, and this is Showtime on Phantom. Phantom is putting you at the center of the Dallas sports discussion, and my God, it is a free chicken Friday. So we're giving away a family piece, 8 pieces, 3 sides. Get it, hit the share button, and you're automatically registered to win on this Free Chicken Friday. It's a Black Friday, but it's also a Free Chicken Friday, which makes it a great day indeed. All right. I am Ari Temkin, part of the Dallas Cowboys Sports Radio Network. You can catch me on the Dallas Cowboys post-game show and streaming live every day right here on Phantom, usually at noon Central, but today being a holiday, my day was a little bit thrown off, so we decided to do it at 1:30 Central today. So shout out to all of you that are watching, and I appreciate your patience. Let's see here. Solar in the house. Mike Wellman says watching the replay of the game. That sounds like fun. Marquise Blaze, what's going on, fam? I'm here as usual. Mr. Blaze, how are you, sir? Solar, shout out to you. Yeah, everybody hit the share button. I will get started here in a moment, but there's a lot to discuss as it pertains to the game last night, what it means for this team moving forward. We have some injuries to look at. Tyron Smith obviously didn't play, so that can be concerning. So that's certainly a lot of positives to get into today, but there are some worrisome aspects of the game, and obviously one of them is the status moving forward of Tyron Smith. So let's see here. Jaime Tovar says good win. Solar says playoff bound, Stars, solar eclipse over the playoffs. Like that. What else we got? Leroy Parsons says, what's the injury status of Tavon Austin? Why? Can I ask you why? You anxious to get Tavon Austin back in the lineup? Tavon is not going to come back until at least the next Sunday. I believe he's only eligible to come off short-term IR, or if he's not on, I can't exactly remember his status, but I'm pretty sure that he's still a little ways away from coming back. And by the way, this offense has kind of evolved past him. Not to say they couldn't use him, but I just would wonder what his status will be. James Willis says, at work, but still watching and listening. Coop has been key. Yes, he has. Ding, 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 James Willis. David Munoz in the house. Bradley Grimson. Cooper with 2 pair. Wow. Huge game for Amari Cooper. Huge second half for Amari Cooper. So we'll get into all that in a moment here. But if you will bear with me for a moment, I used to have a clock. It would have a countdown clock at the beginning of the show, and that would allow me to do all the things that I'm currently trying to do right now. Unfortunately, I'm just decided to kind of go without the clock from now on. So that's just kind of early feelings. This is a pre-show show, if you will, and I hope you will. Philip Nichols in the house. What up, Philip Nichols? He says Cooper, Patrick Prescott, Corey Miller, Chris Bennett, Kerry Teagle, G. Garcia, Chris Bennett. Already said him. Chris, it was getting a little scary there. Kansas and Texas, and quite honestly, Chris, I don't want to see Texas lose to Kansas. It's not good for the conference. It's not good for anybody. It's obviously 14-0 now, but whoa. Dalton Miller. Hey, Dalton. Michael Lafferty in the house. What up, Michael Lafferty? Elias Tovar. Tim Mariano. Tim Mariano. Mr. Pessimism. If Solar is the captain of optimism, well then may I introduce you to Mr. Tim Mariano, who's a good man, but he's very pessimistic, perpetually pessimistic. He says, haven't beat a winning team besides the Redskins. Dak won't throw deep to Cooper with man coverage. Well, he didn't throw it deep to Cooper, but Coop makes one guy miss, and he's got a 40-yard touchdown, and then he makes another guy miss, and he's got a 90-yard touchdown. So Dalton wants me to text him after the show. We'll see, Dalton, maybe, if I remember. Why don't you just say what you want to say? Why do I have to text you? I'm kidding. All right. If you've not yet already hit the share button, well then what are you waiting for? Please, may I invite you to get in on the sharing? That would be fun. I'd very much appreciate that. Zach Rosenberg, Michael Lafferty says never look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, Chris Bennett, your boy Colt McCoy didn't look very good. You know, the key for the Redskins this season, and I think I'm ready to go now. Yeah, that's right. Dalton Miller says it isn't about your show, Ari, and Corey Miller says friends don't keep secrets. So that's true, Dalton. There are no secrets here. This is a trust tree in the nest. I'm Ari Temkin. We're going to talk Cowboys here for the next hour, 50 minutes. Cowboys have won 3 straight. They've now taken complete control over the NFC East. And now they have a pretty big showdown with the Saints that's really nothing more than just a fun game without much recourse, to be honest. I mean, I know you must win all 16 games. I get it. But the Cowboys can still lose on Thursday and make the playoffs. But that being said, obviously, that's not the point of this. I'm just saying, don't be, when you hear this week about the must win against the Saints, no. Cowboys are still in position to win this division. They win at least the 2 division games they have left against the Eagles and Giants. They're going to win the division. And I mean, probably Buccaneers beyond that. You're talking about a team that 9-10 wins here. So we'll see. Let's see here. What else we got? Ben Garcia says it's going to be so funny when they still finish 8-8. Cowboys fans are like Charlie Brown. Lucy pulls the ball out every time, just like the Cowboys in December 8-8. I don't see that at all, Ben. Maybe. But, they play the Buccaneers, the Giants, the Eagles, the Colts, and the Saints, right? So there's two pretty difficult games in there. They have the Eagles at home and the Giants on the road. But, the Giants are horrible. The Buccaneers are bad. There are at least 3 wins in there. So I'm going to go ahead and disagree there. Joshua Woodard in the house. What up, Joshua Woodard? How are you? Solar says, you don't believe that? They have a cure for the hate in 2018. It's easy to say that. Bet your money. Okay. Jaime Tovar says Cowboys need to play at a high level to beat the Saints. Yes, they do. Kat Burton says, for me, the Saints game will show me whether Dak can truly handle pressure. That's what I want to see. I want to see him go beast against the big teams. Also, hi, Ari. LOL. Well, look, it'll be a great litmus test. We've seen the Cowboys in recent history have some surprising victories over the Saints. And look, I think the Cowboys will be able to have some success defensively against that Saints offense. But it's a tough win. That's a team, the Saints, that have won 10 straight games. So, and that's a monster that's rolling in here. Both teams basically on equal footing a week later. Elvin Wilburn. I don't know who that is, but sounds like he's a cool guy. Joshua Woodard says, rolling in the misery. The Cowboys are going to be like 500 and keep Garrett again. I'll say this. So, by the way, today's a Free Chicken Friday. Woo! Shout out to Pollo Campero. If you're looking for a Pollo Campero location close to you, click the link in the description. And one lucky person that hits the share button on this stream is going to end up with free chicken on a Free Chicken Friday. So hit the share button and we'll automatically pick somebody that will win an 8-piece family meal with 3 sides as part of Free Chicken Friday, courtesy of our good friends at Pollo Campero. So make sure to hit the share button and get automatically registered to win the 8-piece with the 3 sides. All right. Let's start from the beginning. Amari Cooper. That's my MVP of this game, so I'm going thumbs up here. Zeke Elliott gets the heart emoji, or if you'd like to go tank, you can go laughing emoji. But who's the MVP of this football game? Amari Cooper was dominant in this game. And look, he has had a clear and decisive impact on this team, on this offense so far. He has. But yet he hadn't had the production to really back that up. But it was clear that he was having an impact, a positive impact on the offense, even though the production wasn't there to sort of complement that. Well, it obviously was last night. I mean, he He had a modest 4 receptions for 35 yards the first half of that game. And the Cowboys' offense was held in check. Dak Prescott was really bad in the first half of that football game yesterday. He was really bad. He took some bad sacks, was sacked 4 times in the first half. He was one-hopping footballs. He was not confident. He was not playing well. And the Cowboys looked like they were teetering on the brink of disaster until Amari Cooper broke this thing open. First with a 40-yard touchdown catch. It was all him. Makes the catch, makes one guy miss, and then, breakaway speed that I didn't really realize that he had, but he was gone. And then the Cowboys get an interception, and 2 plays later, Amari Cooper goes 90 yards. Same thing, just sort of a slant route. Guy misses a tackle and just gone. 90-yard touchdown reception, longest of the season, obviously, for the Cowboys. It was tied for the 3rd longest touchdown in Cowboys history. And look, for anybody that thought that the first-round pick was too much to give up for Amari Cooper, I think we've sort of put that to bed. This guy is special. He's a special talent. Players of his caliber, 24 years old, 2 Pro Bowls. He's been an absolute monster. And even though the production, the yardage, the touchdowns hadn't been there until last night, this guy was proving just a humongous boost for this offense. And there's no other way to say it, right? Like, he was just so important and has been so important for this team and their success that it's so great to see him have it all pay off for him in a big, big way during the game last night. Erica Basabilavazo in the house. How are you, Erica? What's going on? John Zapata says, Amari! Jose Torres says Garrett secures his job for the next season with these back-to-back wins. It's actually back-to-back-to-back. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but let's first at least talk about some of the positives here. Amari Cooper, he just took over this game. And I think, Dak's struggling. He was clearly pressing. He didn't look good. He was short-arming footballs. So what I loved was he just decided, hey, I'm just going to lock in on Amari Cooper and get him. And just, like, that's what you do, right? You get your number 1 wide receiver. And that's what they did. The Cowboys are 50% converting 3rd downs now since Amari Cooper has been with them. They were 30th in the NFL converting 3rd downs horribly. Now they have a number 1 in Amari Cooper, and he is a first down conversion. My brother Patrick Kahn, if you haven't had a chance yet, you can check out the Cowboys Beat podcast with myself and Patrick Kahn. It's out. You can check it on my Facebook, my Twitter, at Ari Sports. It's below here. We also have Xavier Suafilo, so if you'd like to see that. But just a couple of stats for Amari Cooper. That first one was, let's see here. I'm trying to find it. Basically, the majority of his catches are for first downs. He's just got so many first down catches, whether it be a 3rd down conversion or a 1st and 10 pass, but he's Mr. First Down. He's just Mr. First Down. Chris Bennett, I've got the game on the TV here. Chris Bennett, I know, is nervous watching this game. Chris, I'm a Jayhawk, but I don't want, for the Big 12, I don't want Texas to lose this game. Honestly, I rep my Kansas Jayhawks, but I'm not really rooting for Texas to lose this game. But we'll see if the officiating can help Texas a little bit in this football game on right now. It's 21-7, Texas against Kansas in Lawrence. 4th quarter, 13 minutes left. Kansas has the football. Closer than it probably needs to be. John Zapata says his route running is spectacular. That is John Zapata on the Dallas Cowboys America's team page. Oh, my wife's in the house. Patrick's in the house. All right, Patrick, hit me with the stats. Amari Cooper, Patrick Collins breaking it all down as far as just some of these metrics that sort of identify how successful Amari Cooper's been at converting first downs. And now Chris Bennett, INT for Texas. So there you go. Whoops. Let's see. Where is the chat? No. Trying to check out the YouTube page, but not having much success because I don't really know how to check the chat. Zachary Maldonado says, Ari, I almost missed y'all. You caught it, though. Here we go. From Patrick Kahn, Amari Cooper has turned 86% of his receptions into either a first down or a touchdown. It means only 3 of 22 he failed to do so. He has 22 receptions in 4 games with the Cowboys. He had 22 receptions in 6 games in Oakland. So he has the same exact amount of receptions in just 4 games. So in 2 less games of the Cowboys so far, he has the same amount of receptions he had in 6 games in Oakland. He also has 3 touchdowns, 2 last night. He only had 1 in Oakland. So he had 22 receptions for 280 yards in 6 games with Oakland and one touchdown. He has 487 yards, 22 receptions, and 3 touchdowns with the Cowboys. Corey Miller says Amari Cooper is a standout game on Thanksgiving against Washington. His play positively affected the offense as well as the defense, especially in the second half. He had 4 catches for 35 yards in the first half. He ended up with 8 catches for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's how good he was in the second half. I mean, dominant. Right? What is that? 35 yards. So, I mean, that's 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. 4 receptions, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the second half. Stevie Mack in the house on YouTube. He says, "What's up, Ari? Rolling with Cooper. Hanging with Mr. Cooper." And that was the thing. In the first half of that game, with the way that Dak was playing, it was nerve-wracking. It was. But he decided, hey, let's force the ball a little bit to Amari Cooper here in the second half, and it obviously paid off. Cooper was spectacular. Keith Price says they converted on 3rd downs. Great win. Ernest Quintanilla says mostly against Norman. Yeah. Wow, and then a fumble. But what is happening in this Texas-Kansas game? There was an interception by Texas, then an interception by Kansas, then a fumble by Texas, it looks like. My goodness. What else we got? Don't forget Zeke. Thank you, Melvetta Claiborne. Right on cue right there. Melvetta Claiborne for the assist. So I'm asking you, who was the MVP in this football game? I think it was Coop, and he most certainly was the MVP during the post-game show last night with myself and Jesse Holly, which if you haven't checked it out, make sure you do next time. But you can also vote for Zeke Elliott. So he had 31 touches in this game, 6 carries, 5 receptions, 101 yards, or 112 yards rushing. Can't remember his total yardage in this game for Zeke, but the Cowboys in Zeke Elliott's 3-year career, less than full 3-year career, right? But into year 3, in Zeke Elliott's career, the Cowboys are 6-1 when Zeke has at least 30 touches. This season, the Cowboys are 5-1 now when Zeke has at least 25 touches. He's now had 30 touches in back-to-back weeks. He had 30 touches last week against Atlanta, or Sunday against Atlanta. That was most he's had this season. And then he outdoes it the next week with 31 touches on Thanksgiving. And, I think we look at Amari Cooper, and because he's so talented, he commands extra attention. The Redskins really didn't get the memo and basically put him in single coverage the whole game, and he took advantage of it. But when teams have had to sort of, take extra attention towards him, it's opened up opportunities for Zeke, and Zeke's been spectacular in carrying this football team for the last 2 road wins. And so much of that, though, is Amari. And, that's the difference between the Cowboys 4 or 5 weeks ago when they don't have Amari Cooper versus the Cowboys today when they do have Amari Cooper. Linda Cayazo in the house. Sean Henry, what up, what up? 121 yards to the ground, Ari. Don't short our boy, brother. LOL. Yeah, sorry, again, it wasn't a short change thing. I just couldn't remember. It was the 18th 100-yard rushing game for Zeke Elliott in his career in that same time period over the last 3 years of the NFL. The next closest guy has only 12. I mean, he's the best running back in football. I said it this offseason, and people were like, oh, I don't know. What about Gurley? What about Le'Veon Bell? Zeke Elliott is the best running back in football. He's got more 100-yard running games than anybody else over that 3-year period that he's been in the league. And the Cowboys are finally getting him some work in the passing game because he's spectacular in the passing game. But the Cowboys have always been reluctant to use him in the passing game, and they're finally doing it now. If you think about it like this, the Cowboys have played only 7 games in Zeke's career where he's had at least 30 touches. But they played 2 in back-to-back weeks now. So hopefully, moving forward, that's the recipe the Cowboys use, between 25 and 35 touches. Jesse Holley, my co-host on the Cowboys pre- and post-game show, says start the count at 25. Like, you get to 25, now you're talking about his real usage. Alvin Wilburn says, y'all still are turkey gravy, barely beat a quarterback that hasn't played in 2 years. Thanks for Texans putting Smith out. Interesting. I mean, sure, yeah. No, Colt McCoy certainly helped the cause, right? I mean, he had 3 picks. The Cowboys had 4 interceptions the entire season. They had 3 picks in one game. So, yeah, I mean, certainly. This is a game they had to win and should have won. But, I mean, look, they won 3 straight, and they went from being 3-5 to basically out of it, being buried, having myself and everybody else criticize them and say, get rid of Jason Garrett, fire Scott Linehan, and they rattle off 3 straight victories. And look, Amari Cooper has saved this season. You could probably argue that Amari Cooper is going to save Jason Garrett's job, which you may or may not be okay with. But that's the nature of the beast, right? I've said all season that Jason Garrett will lose his job if they don't make the playoffs. And now they're in the driver's seat in complete control of winning this division and making the playoffs. Linda Cayazzo says, it only took the front office half the season to figure out Dak needed more help. Well, and let's give Jerry credit, because I know a lot of people criticize Jerry, right? I mean, bad GM, got to turn it over to football people. I mean, Jerry was a major catalyst behind the decision to make that trade and pull the trigger and trade the first-round pick for Amari Cooper. And so, yeah, I mean, that's a Jerry move, right? Go make the big splash, something we haven't seen the Cowboys do in a very long time, but they didn't. It's made a huge difference. Solar says, you make no sense. Should we have lost? We beat other teams. Yeah, I mean, right. Like, what are you going to do, Solar? In the NFL, it's hard to win games, right? And they beat a bad quarterback. They should have beat a bad quarterback, but they did. And, you know, that's. I mean, they won Atlanta last week against Matt Ryan. Alvin Wilburn, is he an adequate enough quarterback for you to buy that victory for the Cowboys? They went into the world champs' home on Sunday Night Football and won a couple of weeks ago. Look, I'm not sure that this team's going to win a Super Bowl, but this team's a legitimate playoff team here. We're looking at a team that has a really good offense, or a really good defense, with an offense that's finding itself, but a questionable quarterback who, again, did not play a very good first half, was saved by Amari Cooper in the second half, and Zeke Elliott to a lesser degree. But I mean, Cooper, those are throws that Dak makes, good throws. But I mean, Cooper takes those both to the house, and that's the difference in the football game. If you have not yet already hit the share button, what sharing does is helps me, but also gets you automatically registered to win on Free Chicken Friday. You want to win free chicken from Pollo Campero? Great South American flavors. It is a Guatemalan and Peruvian style fried chicken, grilled chicken. As you can see, there's plantains. They've got this really awesome corn salad. Man, I love Pollo Campero. And every Friday on this show, we're giving away free chicken Friday. You hit the share button, you're automatically registered to win. Or the thumbs up button on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Automatically registered to win an 8-piece chicken, 3 sides, the family meal on Free Chicken Friday. Thank you, Chris Bennett. Keep me updated. 24/7 Texas now, so it looks like Texas is in the clear, up by 3 scores in the fourth quarter. Neil Favre says Dallas is a dangerous matchup for every team in the league. Melvetta Claiborne says I shared 4 times. I appreciate you doing that, Melvetta. Alvin Wilburn says that was a good win. Can't take that away from them. Look, they won 3 in a row. Plus they lost that game. If they lose that game yesterday, it's over. You're not going to fall 2 behind the Redskins with 5 to play and win the division. But winning that game, taking advantage of the Colt McCoy mistakes, getting Amari Cooper going, that's a tremendous win for this team. Anthony Donaldson says, if our offense keeps this up with this Super Bowl defense, we can win it all. God has not shown me the future, but the number 2 defense, 28 points a game, we can win it all. You think they're this? Now I know you're saying number 2 defense based on scoring defense, Solar. Do you think they're the second best defense in the NFL? Do you think they're the best defense in the NFL? Do you think they're the third best defense in the NFL? Here's what's interesting, right? You look at Super Bowl champs, and I've talked about this a lot. When you go back and look at the last decade of Super Bowl champions, right? They're all either top 5 offense or top 5 defense, with few exceptions. The majority of them are top 5 offense. One of them was top 5 defense. That's the Broncos. So, moral of the story here is teams that are winning Super Bowls in the modern era are high-powered offenses. Now there's one defense that we can reference that won being top 5 defense. That Broncos defense, by the way, was historically great. You're talking about that Broncos defense is up there with the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Like, statistically speaking, that's how good that Broncos defense was the year they won the Super Bowl. So the point being, again, you win with offense in the modern NFL, and even more so now because of what teams are doing. Now, we'll have a good litmus test on Thursday against the Saints because that's one of those very, very high-powered offenses, and they rattled off 10 straight victories. But winning Super Bowls is about having a top 5 offense. Houston Cowboys says, what's up, DC fam? What up, Houston Cowboys? Ryan England says, what's up, DC fam? What up, Ryan England? Linda Cayazo says, I shared 3 times. Appreciate you. Shout out, Linda Cayazo. Michael Lafferty says, crap, got to go pick up the wife. We'll watch the rest later. See you guys. Go, boys. She can walk. Kidding. Patrick Kahn says, since Amari has joined the team, no other team has more third down conversions than Dallas. Wow. Since Amari Cooper has joined the Cowboys, no team has more third down conversions than the Dallas Cowboys. 26. What's the percentage on that, too, Patrick? Patrick's got the Amari Cooper effect statistics up the wazoo. By the way, Patrick and Dalton Miller are going to be doing a live stream nightly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on Phantom. Very, very soon. We're very excited about that. Patrick Kahn, both Eagles and Pats have top 5 defenses. When they won the Super Bowl, 49% conversion rate, 48.9. Alvin Wilburn says, we'll see how good your defense is when y'all play the Saints. True. I mean, and I know Solar is overly confident that, they'll be able to hold the Saints offense in check, and I certainly don't think the Saints offense will put 50 on them. But, yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are going to have to score some points to win this game on Thursday. Neil Favre says, hopefully Irving can come back. We can use all hands on deck on the D line. I don't think he'll be back Thursday. Maybe the following Sunday. That's what I would. It'd be great to have David Irving back for the game Thursday, and maybe we will, but I'm not sure we will. I'm not sure. What else we got? All right, so should we do the second topic, which is I'll give you some Tyron Smith and David Irving updates, which I kind of just gave you a David Irving update, and plus I want to ask you, can the Cowboys beat the Saints? Simple question. Thumbs up for hell yeah, and a heart emoji for maybe. You'll notice there is no. Okay, so let's start with Tyron Smith. So Tyron Smith had that neck stinger at the end of the Atlanta game. They were going to give him a go. They're going to give it a go, but he instead, I guess they just didn't feel confident, and basically Cam Fleming, who showed up to the stadium thinking he was going to be a backup, ends up starting the game and playing every snap but one when he lost his shoe. The Cowboys, you'll notice, if you watch this game, brought help to Cam Fleming. This is great news. I've always complained about Jason Garrett's inability to evolve, adapt, and learn and grow. Well, obviously he's learned and grown from the debacle last year in Atlanta when he had Traz Green on an island at left tackle. So, they brought Noah Brown to the game a ton more. They didn't run exclusively with Noah Brown when he was in the game, which is something they have done before. And, they gave Cam Fleming help when it comes to chipping and different parts of off the edge. I want to say this because it's important. I am not optimistic about Tyron Smith. He's got a bad back. Bad backs don't get better. neck stingers, as Jesse Holley told me on the postgame show last night. Like, those are things that come and go. There's no telling when they start coming, and they can be excruciatingly painful, and it's hard to manage them. This is going to haunt the Cowboys the rest of the season. Tyron Smith, the left tackle situation. Now, Tyron Smith is a monster. But Jesse Holley said this, and it's really important to note. So listen very, very closely here on Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith plays through a lot. He's played a lot of football games in his career that he's played through a lot of pain. Yesterday's game was a must-win. In that, if they didn't win, their chance of making the playoffs were gone. So, given that Tyron Smith has played through excruciating pain before for big games, meaning they needed him to play in this game, and he couldn't go. That's alarming. That's alarming. That's why there's a lot of fear when it comes to Tyron Smith. And, look, the Cowboys put together the best offensive line in the NFL, maybe in NFL history. Who knows? Maybe I'm just being hyperbolic. But in 2016, that was the best offensive line in football, and it wasn't even close. And that's as good as it's going to get with that group. That's the sad part, is you sort of think with the age of those guys, at that point, Tyron Smith was 25. Zach Martin was young. Travis Frederick was young. They don't re-sign Ronald Leary. Doug Free retires. And they took a little bit of a step back last year. Look, this offensive line has held up really well this season, given the circumstances they've been put into. Right? No Travis Frederick. Best center in football. Joe Looney's done a bang-up job. They fire their offensive line coach midseason. So now the injury to Tyron Smith, the neck stinger, Keith Jones asking about the status of Tyron Smith. Yeah, had the neck stinger against Atlanta at the end of the game. The reason they made him available for this game is what I talked about before. It's a must-win. They had to win the game in order to stay, obviously, and take control over the division. And he couldn't give it a go, which kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of just how bad it was and how much pain he was in, considering all the different games that he's been able to play through. Look, now the Cowboys will be optimistic about this, but it sucks because it's a neck stinger, and as Jesse Holley says, they come and go. There's no telling when they can come back, and and when it's going to strike. That's just the only way for it to heal is through rest. He's obviously not going to get rest because there's just not enough time between games, even if there's 10 days off between games. So, my guess is he'll play, but will he be the same player? And I think without looking at the film from last night and the coaches filmed the all 22. I'm not entirely sure how to evaluate Cam Fleming. I do know they brought Noah Brown in to chip on his side a lot to help him. But he obviously held up fairly well, especially because you can put a lot of those sacks in the first half on Dak Prescott. Let's see here. What else we got? Melvetta Claiborne says, we'll finish viewing later, y'all. Melvetta, talk to you later. Gerard Towler says Cam held his own for the most part. Sure. Let's see here. What else we got? On the Dallas Cowboys report page. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys report. Any comments over there? Let's see here. Luis Villanueva says, happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Josh Rager says, what's up? Go Cowboys. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hopefully you got those injury updates. And again, an update on David Irving. I don't expect David Irving to play on Thursday. The high ankle sprain was given 2 to 4 weeks, so we're right in that 3-week window here. When we get to Thursday's game, it'll be that 3-week window. So my feeling is he could be back the following game, which would be 10 days after that Thursday night game next week against the Saints. Chris Bennett says Drew Brees is the MVP. I don't know. It might be MVP might be Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott is a monster. He's the best running back in football, in my opinion. And, I mean, look, a running back's not going to win it in a league where quarterbacks routinely win it every year, but Zeke Elliott has just been incredible. I think Solar, he was talking about Cam Fleming, not Cam Newton. Gerard Tyler says Cam held his own for the most part, talking about Cam Fleming, and then Solar says Cam scored 16 points, the defense played great, the offense did nothing. I think you're getting your Cams mixed up. Solar's on the defense right now. Solar's just defending Cowboys. That's how big of a Cowboys fan Solar is, Anthony Donaldson, man. He's just defending all the haters left and right, punishing them. Thank you, Patrick Kahn. The assist, the dime, pass from Patrick Kahn. 634 total yards in 4 weeks. 634 yards in 4 weeks for Zeke Elliott. 634 yards. That is 158 yards a game. That's insane. And this is what we expected the Cowboys to be this year, right? You know, dominated by Zeke. And obviously the addition of Amari Cooper has certainly helped in that. That's not an option. Zeke is the best back. What do you mean? It's not an option. Zeke's the best back. You mean there's no other options at best running back in the NFL? Agreed. Todd Gurley getting all the love with Zeke doing more yards per game for the season. Best running back in football, Zeke Elliott, in my opinion. David Beeler says, Zeke, the freak. Feed Zeke. It's all I want. I'll be at the playoff games. That's from Solar. Solar's going to be there. Will you? All right. Quick announcement, by the way. I'm Ari Temkin. This is Phantom, putting you at the center of the Dallas sports discussion. So tomorrow night, if you live in the DFW area, I'm going to be out at Knockouts on Northwest Highway. And there is a MMA fight between Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. That's right, Liddell Ortiz 3. Tomorrow night, and I'm going to be watching it and streaming it at Knockouts. Here's the deal. You can buy it on pay-per-view through Golden Boy Promotions, or you can come on out to Knockouts, where you can watch the fight. If you join the Knockouts mailing list, you get in for free instead of a $5 cover. And if you click on the link in the description, you're going to get a free appetizer during the fight. So, I mean, what could be better, right? I'll be live streaming during the Liddell Tito Ortiz fight tomorrow night, Knockouts. It's the Northwest Highway location, so make sure you check it out. Great beer, great food, fantastic wings, and also Knockouts as well, as you can see. So, if you live in the area, you can make it out. Feel free to stop by tomorrow night. I'll be out there probably starting about 9 o'clock. And then we'll start the stream probably around 10 o'clock Central Time right here on Phantom. And again, click the link in the description and you can get a free appetizer when you come and join me tomorrow night at Knockouts on Northwest Highway, not the downtown location. So make sure to check that off Northwest Highway and 35. All right. Also, make sure, everybody, if you hit the share button, you can get in on Free Chicken Friday. Pollo Quimpedo. Shout out to Pollo Quimpedo, our great sponsors. Pollo Quimpedo has unbelievably delicious chicken, as you can see. You can get it fried, deep fried, or grilled. It's South American, Guatemalan, Peruvian, Central American, South American flavors. They have plantains for sides, corn salad, which you can see pictured here. Somebody that hit the share button on this stream is going to win a free Chicken Friday, which is an 8-piece chicken, 3 sides. Someone's going to win that. Ari, what are their Twitter @ asking for a friend? You're talking about Knockouts? It's a good question. But Patrick, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow if you're going to be making it in town for Knockouts. Or Knockouts, the downtown location, is where Dalton Miller and Walt Chisholm will be broadcasting next Thursday night for Saints Cowboys. So if you can't make it out to the game, Knockouts downtown. So Knockouts tomorrow, Knockouts Thursday. Tomorrow, the Northwest Highway location. Next Thursday for the Saints, the downtown location. It's going to be an absolute blast. Shout out to everybody that is a part of this community that streams the show each and every day. We couldn't do the show without you, so Keith, Ari, does your wife know from Keith Price? Yes, she does. Keith Price, Kerry Teagle, Patrick Prescott, Neil Fowler, Robert Anchetta, Keith Jones, Patrick Prescott, Chris Bennett, Joshua Woodard, Sam Torres. What else we got? Alec Cash, Corey Miller, Dave Beeler, Solar Anthony Donaldson, Gerard Towler, Dave Beeler, and Joe Tranchina, and so many more. You guys, I couldn't do this show without you guys, this community, this family, so thank you for being a part of the show each and every day. We're back Monday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Talk to you on Monday. What a win for the Cowboys.